Hello. Rude. For all we know, that guy can't even hear her say hello. For all we know, that guy is walking around missing his wife who passed away. Oh my gosh. Yeah, sure. Come out. Oh, I'm just gonna drive. I don't need to look right or left. I don't need to see if anybody's coming. I'm just gonna pull right out in front of people because I don't care. That red car is really hard to see. I can't see the bright red car. For all we know, that person just got a call that a family member passed away. For all we know, that guy could have just gotten a call that he lost his job. For all we know, that person has bubble guts just now and it hit him strong and they're about to poop something fierce. Did you see that girl at the party? She's like really fat and she's sitting there eating pretzels. She can barely even get her arm around her fat body to get the pretzels out of the pretzel container. That's disgusting. That is so fat. She needs to go on a diet is what she needs to be doing. Not eating pretzels. She needs to be sipping on water and eating some lettuce. For all we know, that lady has already lost 150 pounds and she's about to lose another 150 pounds of all the weight that she had to lose. For all we know, that chick is finishing losing the rest of her weight and she chose pretzels as a healthy snack at the party instead of having chips and soda or something else. We seriously never know what someone is going through, you guys. I'm granted that there are plenty of times, I'm sure, I know, there are plenty of times that when we get cut off or somebody's rude or mean or whatever, it could just be because they're not paying attention or because they're texting or because they're doing like a video call or something with someone. I know those things are there, but we never know what somebody is going through. And so that is what I wanted this video to be about, just that we really never know. We never know. Somebody who doesn't smile back at you or somebody who doesn't say hi back to you doesn't necessarily mean that they're horrible, mean people. We don't know what they're going through. We don't know what they just found out or what they're walking through or where anybody is in their life or what they're going through. So I was talking with a friend the other night and she said that at her job there's a saying that says be a fountain, not a drain. And she's been going through a lot of things lately and she started apologizing about being a drain. Like, I don't like being around drains. I'm sorry that I'm being a drain. I'll try not to be a drain so much in our conversations anymore. And my first thought was that, why are you apologizing? You don't have to apologize. I don't feel like you're a drain. I feel like you're just somebody who is going through some things and you're venting your emotions and telling a friend about what's going on and just talking through your emotions. And she always brings it back to God, which is awesome. And I told her that that's good, because when we go through challenges, when we go through hard times, we're learning and we're growing, and God is going to put us somewhere better somehow through that hard time. so she has all the stuff that she's going through. She's going through a hard time in a lot of areas of her life. And she feels like a drain when she's talking about these things, inventing these things, and not a fountain. And I told her, you're not a drain. That's all I could think, is that she's not. I don't feel like she's a drain. You're not a drain. You're still a fountain. And you just have low water pressure right now. And I think all of us have gone through those things where, you know, be a fountain, not a drain. We're all still fountains. We are children of God. We're all still fountains. We just have low water pressure sometimes. And when the blockage or the leak gets fixed, then the water pressure will come back to full capacity. And we all go through seasons, really hard times, and seasons of weeping and mourning.
Ecclesiastes assures us that there is a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to laugh, and a time to weep, a time to mourn. There is a time to dance.
And then we also go through seasons of receiving and, you know, reaping what we've sown and smiling and laughing. And so we go through different seasons. But when we get, you know, we have our highs and our lows. And during our lows, we have God there always. Jesus is right there with us the whole time. And when we get to our highs, it's because of him, and we're better. We're higher than we were at the last time we were at a high. And so that is just something that I really wanted to make this video about, to just point out that we really never know what somebody is going through, and it's so easy to just judge people sometimes. I do it sometimes. I think almost everybody does do it. I'm sure everybody does it. But it's so easy to just judge someone sometimes when we have no idea what's going on. It's easy to say, oh my gosh, look at that person. They're so huge. Oh, that's so unhealthy. They're huge and fat. And for all we know, they know that they're in an unhealthy place. And so they're doing something about it. And for all we know, they've lost a ton of weight already, and they have a ton more weight to go. And they work out all the time. And they eat maybe even better than you do. So we just never know. You just never know what somebody is going through. So instead of judging them or talking about them behind their back or having some, you know, whatever type of remark, maybe we should just talk to them. How do we know what's going on with somebody if we don't actually talk to them about it? How do we know what, instead of guessing and assuming things about people, why don't we talk to them about it? And I think people appreciate that. In my experience, what I've learned is that I definitely appreciate that, and other people I've learned in my experience appreciate that. When you go to someone and say, hey, this is what this seems like. Is that actually what that is, or whatever? And some people might be like, oh, you're being nosy. But other people, at least in my experience, when I have done this, when people have done this with me, there's appreciation more than anything else. It's so much better for somebody to ask you about what's going on, or to talk to you, or ask, you know, even just not asking, hey, what's going on with this? More, if you don't want to be so direct, even just asking, like, is everything okay? How are things with this? How are things with that? And see if they want to open up about it, because we don't know what's going on, and it is nice to have someone ask you about what's going on and then get the truth from you, as opposed to you just guessing and assuming things and it's totally wrong. And then what good does that do for anybody? That makes you look like an idiot, really, because you don't know what's going on. You're just talking. And it makes them feel bad, and it makes them look bad too, because whatever you're saying that isn't true, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying you like you and not me, because I'm perfect. That's not what I'm saying, because that's not what it is at all. I've done this. I'm guilty of this. I think a lot of people are, and I don't think that it makes people awful. I think it's just an area where we can improve in, and I think that's a good way to really try to consume the goodness in this area, is to just understand we don't always know what somebody's going through, and that it's good to either just don't say anything about it, or pray about it, or ask them about it, or have a conversation about it. Those types of things are so much better than just making assumptions or passing judgment or whatever. So about anybody also, no matter their age. There are people, somebody who's had medical issues like passing out and being extremely dizzy or confused or extremely fatigued, or all these other shortness of breath, stuff like that, starting at age 13 and telling people about certain things that I'm experiencing or certain symptoms that I'm having, like my heart's beating funny, fluttering, I have shortness of breath, whatever. And having people, even doctors, telling you like, no, you're too young for that. You never know what someone is going through. Crap, even our neighbors, if we had a nosy neighbor, you know how easy it would be for a nosy neighbor to be peeking through the blinds every time we get home from the grocery store or wherever. It doesn't happen every time, but there are a lot of times that when we get home from somewhere, my husband has to come around to the passenger side and help me into the house because I'm starting to have an episode and I can't walk by myself without falling over or possibly passing out. So he's there to walk with me, to help me because I'm so dizzy. And I'm sure from the outside, it just looks like I'm really drunk or something. And you know how easy it would be for a really nosy neighbor to be peeking through the blinds like, that poor man has to help. His wife is drunk all the time. Those poor kids, they have 4 kids in that house. How easy would that be? We never know what somebody is going through, and things aren't always what they seem. So keep that in mind too. As well as you can. I know it's not the easiest thing in the world, and we're all guilty of just passing judgment really quick right off the bat. But try to be more mindful of what you're thinking about somebody, and who knows what they're going through. We don't know what other people are going through, just like they don't know what we're going through all the time. So we just really never know what someone is going through, where they are, in what part of their life. We just never know. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you like this skit. I hope you like the video, and I'll keep going. I still have some, and I'm still trying to get comfortable doing these things. I get nervous, I guess. I don't know. So hopefully I'm doing all right, and hopefully they keep getting better, and hopefully you guys will keep coming back to watch to see if they get better and to see if you like them. Thank you so much again for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you, and please share and like and subscribe, and have your friends and family share and like and subscribe. And share for God, not for me, not for my recognition, just like I always say, not for my recognition, all for God and for you guys, to put a good message out there about God, to put a good message out there about healthy living. And yeah, thanks. I love you guys. Thanks so much. God bless. And I hope to have you back for the next one.